There's lots of situations that we can model using a linear rule or a graph. If we've got a constant rate of change, then we can find the rule using the formula we've been working with, gradient intercept form, linking these two variables. We can sketch a graph, which allows us to then predict or estimate a number of these values. And if we can find the rate of change of one variable with respect to the other, that is our gradient. That's what we're doing. So let me show you an example. So this company, NetShare, an internet provider, is providing a deal to its new customers. They've got to pay $20 a month plus $5 per hour of use. And yes, we did used to have these kinds of things. Firstly, for A, we're going to write a rule. And our rule is going to be based off our old friend, the gradient intercept form. In this case, on the y-axis, we've got C equals our gradient of 5 times t. And where did that come from? Because $5 per hour of use plus 20. You could write that in the opposite order and it'll still work, 20 plus 5t, but I like to see that that 20 is actually going to be our y-intercept, if you look at it that way. That's our rule. So now we've got a graph going. So for B, we just need to work out where 2 points are, and we can connect those 2 points because it's a straight line, and anything in between is going to be true if we get this right. So if I know that our rule is C equals 5 times t plus 20, I should be able to substitute in, I'll tell you what, this is where it's going to be. You probably could have told me that too, because that 20 there is our y-intercept. And the y-intercept is when x, in this case we replace the x-axis with t for time. 5 times 0 is 0. The cost is $20. And that makes sense because it's a monthly fee. So this is the rule for finding the cost for 1 month. So 1 month's cost is always going to have that 20 in it. Now we have to find another one. So let's take 5 times 10. So 10 hours. That's a good amount of time, and exactly what they asked us to do for B when we set up our rule. So 5 times 10 is 50 plus 20. So when the time is 10, that puts us up here at the cost of 70. So now we're just going to get our ruler out and connect this to with a straight line. And there we are. So we've sketched our graph. And so you can see, if you look at it, the gradient is 5 because our rise, it's not 5 but 50, and our run is 10. So 50 over 10, 5 over 1, it's 5. So now what's the total cost if we're using it for 4 hours? I think you can see where I'm going here. So for C, we write it out, 5t plus 20, and we'll replace the t for time with the known value of 4 plus 20. So 5 times 4 is 20 plus 20, c equals 40. So we just finish that off and write, therefore, the cost for 4 hours is $40. And if we look over 4 hours, if I had sketched my line more carefully, let me redo my line. There's a good looking line. So now I can see at 4 hours, it will cross there when I draw my straight line. Finally, what happens if my total cost for the month was $50? How many hours? So we're solving for the time. So I have to squeeze it in over here. Total cost is 50. Don't know what the time is. Subtract 20 from both sides. I'm losing real estate here. Keep the 5t on that side. That gives me 30. Divide both by 5 to get to t. Therefore, the time used over the month was 6 hours.